Welcome, everyone. We'd like to begin this presentation. We've got quite a few folks that have joined us from around the country. We appreciate you taking time for NovoTrax. I think you're going to find this very enlightening today, and hopefully you'll have some answers to some questions that you've been looking for. I'll start the webinar by introducing myself. My name is David Gleason. I'm the Chief Technology Officer for NovoTrax. I'm certified in risk management assurance, certified in risk information systems and control, certified information systems auditor. That's the same certification that banks, insurance companies, and hospitals have to have someone with my certification outside of their company come in and review all of their processes and make sure that they meet the standard. I'm certified in criminal justice information systems to the level 4. That allows me to handle FBI data and to interface with them. Also certified lean management, black belt, certified project manager professional, and I have an MBA in IT management. Share that with you because I want you to know that all of the products that have been built by NovoTrax meet all of these requirements and all of these audits and other certifications that would have to be met for properties. We're based in San Antonio, Texas. This particular product, this group of products, I should say, have been in the making for 11 years. It's part of a much larger safety software suite that we offer. Everything that we offer is FERPA compliant, HIPAA compliant, and it's CGIS compliant. Let me tell you just a little bit about NovoTrax. NovoTrax builds everything on what we call a smart city platform. We take smart city to a much higher level, what would commonly be referred to. Many cities will monitor their lights or they'll monitor their traffic. To us, smart city is the ability to allow every department within the city or every department within the county or every department within the state to be able to effectively communicate with every other department based upon needs to know and based upon authority and based upon willingness to share. NovoTrax actually has 4 different entities. We all come under the parent group called the Zarahemla Group. NovoTrax is a subsidiary of the Zarahemla Group. NovoTrax Education is the particular products that we're going to be talking about today. We also have a suite of products for NovoTrax Public Safety. We have a suite of products for NovoTrax Healthcare and NovoTrax Business. Now, why would I tell everyone in education about these other entities and these other products? Because on the smart city backbone, the smart city environment, the structure that we have, there are times where each of these agencies or each of these different groups need to talk with each other. And that's exactly what we do. We put every one of these different types of organizations in the smart city environment and let them share data, again, based upon if they want to share, based upon if they have data that they need to share, and based upon if they have the authority and permissions to receive that data. No data is shared unless there's all of those requirements that are met. NovoTrax is a recognized awarded vendor on the TIPS program. Some of you across the country may not be aware of TIPS, but others are. It's a highly recognized vending arm for schools and other agencies that would work within the cities. We are a preferred vendor on that platform. Today, we're going to be talking about active shooter detection and prevention. We're going to tie in a few other products as well because with the smart city environment, these all tie together and the goal is to help everybody be safe. We're going to use the active shooter detection software as a catalyst for that. But the question that everyone needs to ask is, what is their plan? And unfortunately, too many organizations have the plan of run and hide and fight. At NovoTrax, we don't feel that that's adequate. We feel that that is putting the ambulance at the bottom of the hill rather than putting the fence at the top of the hill. We want to act before there's an incident, not after. Now, we have tools that can help and enhance and reduce response time and all those kinds of things. But the important thing is to prevent it from happening in the first place. What we're going to focus on mainly today is how to prevent it from happening. There's lots of things that could be done with policies and procedures, but we're going to show you how technology can be used in that. There was a link that was sent out to everyone. Hopefully you've had a chance to look at it. Look, we're 3 little short 1-minute videos to make sure that we're all on the same page.
What's your plan? Respond before an atrocity happens or wait until after. NovoTrax helps protect people before atrocities happen. Before takes place in the parking lot. With NovoTrax advanced video analytics and artificial intelligence, firearms and other weapons can be detected and stopped before they enter the building. NovoTrax can instantaneously lock the doors and dispatch police and other first responders in real time without calling 911, saving valuable response time and helping to save lives. NovoTrax helps parents track the location of their children to help ensure their child's safety. What is your plan? Respond before an atrocity or wait until after? Get NovoTrax. Go to www.novotrax.com. NovoTrax, part of the NovoTrax Smart City Public Safety Solutions.
In response to the recent school shooting in Uvalde, school districts across Texas are ramping up security measures to try and keep their campuses safe.
Yeah, in fact, Holiday ISD has spent the last year coming up with new safety measures for their facilities, and those ideas were presented. They were presented to the community tonight. Markeisha Jackson was there for that. She joins us now with more. Markeisha.
Darryl, Holiday ISD will soon be adding some very advanced software to their buses and elementary school building thanks to a partnership with the company NovoTrax, done all in the name of keeping students and staff safe and prepared for anything.
This is on everybody's mind now, and so you know, we've been very proactive in what we've tried to do here at Holiday, but nothing is foolproof. And so what we're just trying to do is add as many layers as we can.
Layers of safety. That's what Holiday ISD Superintendent Cody Carroll says is needed to help keep Holiday campuses safer from terrifying events like an active shooter. And in an effort to better protect students and staff, the district has teamed up with the company with a whole software system designed to make campuses more secure.
We've been talking with this company, NovoTrax, for about 1.5 years now. They approached me with an opportunity to partner with them, put some safety measures in place.
NovoTrax Chief Technology Officer David Gleason says their safety software, like location tracking and the mass notification system they offer, has been in the works for years now. It's just that recent activity has proven just how much schools need it.
I just wanted to do what I could to help kids be safe. I got 6 kids of my own. I really want to do that.
Gleason and his team have designed a tracking app that parents can use to track school buses, an electrical lanyard system that can locate your child, and cameras that can identify weapons brought on campuses.
The tool for the parents is called On the Bus. The tool for the educators is called EDU TRAX. The tool for the fire department is NovoTrax FD. Tool for the hospitals and doctors is NovoTrax MD.
These tools help the various agencies that would respond to an emergency communicate better and ensure that action is taken swiftly. And we all know time is essential in an emergency.
And we can provide as much reassurance to parents that when they drop their kids off in the morning, that they're going to be safe here.
Safe when you drop them off and safe when you pick them up. Now, the bus software will be put in place for Holiday in the coming weeks, and all the other tools will be added as time goes on.
Wow, that is amazing. Yep. And we're just talking, we could see this being in school districts across the country, really.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's great to see it happen in Holiday.
It sure is. Markeisha, thank you so much.
In light of recent events, safety at school, it's been a top concern. So a lot of districts nationwide and in Texoma, they've been taking steps to keep students and staff safe. Good evening, Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater.
And I'm Alyssa Osterdog. Holiday ISD held a demonstration today to show off some new security upgrades. Alex Carrion joined us. Alex, you got a look inside at that new technology.
That's right. We are truly living in the 21st century with some of this new technology. From mobile apps that tell you when your kids get on and off the bus to a system that alerts officials if there is a gun on campus, all the way from the parking lot.
There's no way that I can sit in front of any set of parents and guarantee that what we do is going to be foolproof, because you just can't guarantee that.
Holiday ISD is partnering with a new technology company called NovoTrax to be able to incorporate new security upgrades. This includes an app that allows parents to see where the bus is on the bus route and when their kid gets on and off, as well as a new system to detect an active shooter.
I think the more things that we can put in place to help us be more secure, and the more things that we can use to detect things as they come into the building, the better off we'll be.
As you can see, they can detect a gun from the parking lot when somebody has it, and it alarms you just like it's doing here. So super cool stuff, and it's a new solution to detect these active shooters.
Detect the gun, lock the school doors down, let the school officials know if there's a door propped open someplace, because just because you lock the doors doesn't mean they're secure. Dispatch the police, and then tell 911 what happened so that there's a record of it.
Holiday and NovoTrax partner with the same goal in mind: prevention.
We are trying to have a different solution. We're trying to look at it differently. We don't want the ambulance at the bottom of the hill. We want the fence at the top of the hill. And out here at Holiday ISD, we have a progressive school district that really wants to take aggressive action to help their kids be safe.
As they do feel like these new measures will help keep kids safe, they say their work is far from done.
It feels really well, but it doesn't feel like I can sleep yet, because there's always more.
Holiday ISD Superintendent Carroll says student safety is priority number one, and as they are happy with the new security upgrades, they are always looking for other ways to guarantee safety. Alex Carrion, News Channel 6.
That will be a review for some of you, but for some of you, it will be, it'll get us all on the same page. So to start with, we talked about that we use cameras and we put AI on top of the cameras. We use your existing camera systems. We are not a camera sales company. We're a software company. We're not a hardware company. Again, we sell software. But as you move forward with NovoTrax, we're going to help you get the exact integration that you need so that the software works seamlessly. The software is pretty amazing. It can do a lot of things. It's designed so that it gets smarter tomorrow than it is today. So a month from now, it'll be much smarter than it is tomorrow. And a year from now, it will get smarter because it's continually learning what it's looking for and what it's rejecting. With that, right now, we're showing a near, and I say near 100% detection of accuracy on an AR weapon. An AR weapon is usually the weapon that comes into the school. The recent shooting that we had, the shooter walked in with 2 of these. We would have detected that without any question. We say near 100% because we can't guarantee you. We're going to make it much, much, much more efficient than it is, but no one can guarantee because there's always the opportunity for failure. But with ARs, we're detecting them virtually every time right now. With handguns, we're detecting them 99% of the time. 1% of the time, we have a false positive. That means out of 100 tries, one of those times that we tell you it's a gun, it's not really going to be a gun. We've built some opportunities in there for you to shape your policies and procedures on how to handle that 1%. But hopefully, as the year moves forward, that 1% turns down to 0.01%. But we're working on that. It's very, very effective now. I personally would much rather have my children in a school where there's 99 detections that are true positives and 1 detection of a false positive than let those 99 go by. So the steps are as follows. We detect the gun in the parking lot. Now, how do we detect the gun in the parking lot? We reach out there as far as we can with the cameras. Again, we use your camera system. So whatever your purview that you have with your cameras, that's what our AI is going to see. We don't put anything on, no extra hardware on those cameras. It is exactly as your cameras are right now. We just put our interface with our AI on top of it. So the AI is going to detect the weapon, and within a millisecond, we're going to issue a command to lock the doors. Now, some of our clients are going to have automatic door locks. We're just going to interface with that and make sure that those doors do stay locked. Some of our clients don't have automatic door locks, and they're going to get a message that they need to make sure all the doors are manually locked. But if you have existing electric door locks, the very next step after detecting the weapon is to lock the doors. And again, this happens in milliseconds, but it is the next step. The third step that takes place, and again, it's milliseconds, long before the shooter would ever get to the building, we tell you if there is a door that's open. We have the ability to identify an open door anywhere in the facility, and we can do that without adding extra wires firing. I'll show you how we do that later on in the presentation, but we highly recommend that you have this feature. It's an optional feature. You don't have to have that indication, but it's very, very affordable and it's a very needed thing. The third step that happens is we automatically dispatch the police, and we do that without calling 911. I can't emphasize how critical that is. There is so much wasted time in the process of calling 911. Here's how it typically would go down. A shooter would come into the building and start popping off shots, and he's got an AR weapon. So he's popping them off like bang, 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 bang. And it takes a few seconds, maybe even a minute, before people really figure out, oh my goodness, this is what's going on. We need to call for some support. We need to call for some help. So they crawl, or however they get themselves to a phone, and then they call 911. Now, if you've ever been in a 911 center, you need to understand that it's a zoo. It's a zoo because they have so much data in front of them, and they have to digest all of that information very quickly and make an intelligent and life-saving decision. Very likely, each operator will be looking at somewhere between 5 and 9 computer screens, usually in the 7 to 9 range of the 911 centers that I've been in. They're looking where all of their officers are, and at the same time, they're talking to whoever calls in, and it goes like this: ma'am, calm down. I understand, ma'am, calm down, calm down. Now, where are you at? What's the address? Meanwhile, it's bang, 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 bang. What's your name? What's your callback number? The receptionist at the 911 center is manually typing it in. There's been no dispatch. There's been nothing that's happened during all of this time that would relieve the problem, but we're still hearing the shooter go bang, 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 bang. NovoTrax has the ability to completely cut that out. So before that shooter ever gets to the building, there are police that are dispatched on their way. Now, we have several different ways that we do that. We have different methodologies, but it's very, very powerful. If you can take out 5 or 6 minutes of the dispatching time, that can save a lot of lives. That's in a nutshell how the active shooter software looks and how it works. But let's take it just a little step further, because let's understand our position. We are responsible for all of the lives that walk into that building. We're responsible for the students. We're responsible for the staffs. And so if there's a situation like that, I want to know where every one of my children are. I want to know where every one of my employees are, and I want to know they're safe. Now, I want to know that in a lot of different reasons. I want to know that if there's an active shooter, I want to know it if there's a fire. Do I have 30 kids in this room? Do I have 60 kids in this room? It's important for me to know. Here at NovoTrax, we've developed a technology that's very affordable to let you do that. You don't have to add that onto your package for your active shooter, but it's very, very valuable product to you. So now let's talk about how the system works. So we have a mass notification system, and it's built upon that smart city technology that we talked about. It puts the schools and the parents and the police and your security group, whether they're a third-party security company that you hire out or whether they are actual school employees, it puts all of those people on the same page and lets them share data based upon need to know, based upon authority to know, and based upon willingness to share. So how does that happen with a mass notification? We do that with different mobile apps that have different functions. So for the school employees, every employee would have what we call as NovoTrax. Some of our clients call it NovoTrax. NovoTrax is the ability to communicate to your employees, to communicate to the police, to communicate to the security department, to communicate to all of their parents and to the students. You notice down on where it says on the bus, that's the tool that the parents would use. And it allows them to have a lot of functionality and lets them to communicate back and forth with the school. And as the city becomes more involved in working with the school, the city can even then push out notifications to parents through the on the bus, such as don't drink the water because the main water line broke. It's going to be down for 6 hours while we sanitize everything. The school can send out information. We're going to have a late start today, so don't expect the buses to be there. That's just some of the things that it can do. But the point being is there is an individual app for the school employees, from the superintendent clear down to the maintenance man. All of those people are going to have NovoTrax, and it's going to allow them to have functionality based upon their role. So if I'm a bus driver, I'm going to see things in my NovoTrax that the maintenance guy is not going to see. If I'm a school teacher, I'm going to see features and benefits in my NovoTrax that the coach is not going to see, and vice versa. versa. What I'm trying to say is there are a lot of features put inside of EDU TRAX that is not just mass notification. Mass notification is certainly part of it, but there's much more there. And we'll talk about that in a few minutes. And same way with the parents on the bus. They have many reasons why they want on the bus, not just for the mass notification. So with EDU TRAX, it helps us detect the gun in the parking lot and get that information out to everyone. It can distinguish who's authorized to carry and who is not authorized to carry. It automatically dispatches the police, activates locking doors, identifies doors that are left open, shows the real-time location of students and staff, offers a live video for the bus in motion or a live video for a room. So what that means is at any particular time, based upon your policies and procedures, you could turn on the camera that the bus driver has. He could mount it on his dash, and everything that the bus driver sees and hears, you would hear and see, and it's synchronized to a GPS map and can be played back. And the video actually follows the GPS map, says, okay, well, at this particular intersection, this guy swerved by really fast and almost hit these kids. You have that on video. It's recorded, synchronized to the GPS map, and it has speech to text. Everything is in there and it's searchable. A year later, you could come back and type in any word that was said during that video, and you're going to be able to pop up to the exact frame that was said. That's just one of the benefits that comes with EDU TRAX. You also get real-time student attendance. So if you have this package the way that we're describing here, anytime a student is in the building, you know where they're at, and you know that that's can be counted because that's how schools get paid. That's just a built-in feature. EDU TRAX lets you have inter-company communication. So the superintendent could push out a message to and receive messages from a particular group of people. Maybe he wants to send it out to all the employees. Maybe the nurse wants to send something out to all of the employees. That communication is documented in real time, and it has the ability with policies and procedures. And again, you guys decide if you want that feature. If you do, you simply turn it on. But if you turn on the policies and procedure that says, we want to know who read this message and when and where, then it will say, okay, this person read this safety message at this time, and they were at this exact location. Now, why did we put that in there? If there is an active shooter, we want to be able to trace who got the communication and when they got communication and where they were at. That's why we put it in. You can use it just for that, or you could use it for all kinds of other intercompany communications. Maybe there is a specific piece of training that everybody has to have. That could be pushed out through EDU TRAX and documented. It also documents all of the communication with parents. Again, based upon need to know and authority to share and authority to know and the willingness to receive that information, you have it documented. These parents were given this information at this particular time. So on the bus is the parent app, and it gives real-time location of the bus. It gives real-time location of their child when the child is on the bus and when their child is inside of the school, and can even give real-time location of when the child is anywhere on the school property. We'll talk about that in a few moments. In addition, on the bus has the ability to give the child's assets, the location of those assets inside the school, inside the bus, anywhere on the school property. We're talking about book bags, musical instruments, anything that is worth tagging. We can tell you where that item is at. We can allow 911 responders to see the location of that parent's child if the parent wants them to. So let's say there is a fire. Maybe my standard mode of operation for me as a parent, I don't want anybody else to see where my child is. Nobody can see but me. And maybe I will let my mother see, or my nephew, or my ex-spouse. But I control that because I am that parent that's responsible for this child. Now let's say there's a fire in the school, and the police department and the fire department shows up and the place is burning. They have just a few minutes, and they need to know, where are the kids? The parents have the ability to push one button at that point, and then the fire department would know, hey, we have 60 kids huddled in this corner over here, and we need to get over there right now. That's just one example of how that could come into play. It could also come into play with many other mass notification warnings that have to be sent out. Let me just clarify here. So as the school district, you decide what type of messages are going to be sent out and who's going to receive them. You decide what kind of communication you're going to receive back and who you're going to let that come back from. But everything that you allow now is going to be documented. I want to take you to one more little video. It's a short little video, but it'll help us understand this particular product a little bit better. And then we'll tie all these together so that we can see how to better keep our students and staff safe.
This is Sally. This is Sally's book bag. And this is Sally's tuba. This is Sally's mom. This is Sally's school bus. This is Sally's school. And this is Sally's teacher. This is the On the Bus mobile app by NovoTrax, showing Sally's mom that the school bus is getting close, so Sally can get to the bus stop in time. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally actually got safely on the school bus. Sally's mom is happy about that. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally's bus is now at the school. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally is getting off of the bus with her book bag and with her tuba. Sally's mom is very happy about that. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally is safely inside of her classroom. This is Sally's teacher, so happy that the On the Bus mobile app collects and reports students' attendance automatically in real time. This is the school nurse, so happy that the On the Bus mobile app helps collect and track student immunization records in real time. This is the fleet manager, so happy that the On the Bus mobile app tracks the entire fleet of buses, reports engine diagnostics, logs maintenance issues, tracks fuel efficiency, and tracks drivers' habits, licenses, and insurance renewals in real time. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that school is over and that Sally is back on the bus coming home with her tuba. Sally's mom is happy about that. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally forgot and left her book bag at school. Sally's mom is not so happy about that. This is the On the Bus mobile app, showing Sally's mom that Sally's book bag is currently located in the lunchroom at the school. Sally's mom is relieved to know that. Oh, and this is the happy purchasing agent finding out that NovoTrax is a preferred vendor on the TIPS program and that On the Bus is super easy to buy. And this is the happy school maintenance man finding out how easy On the Bus is to install. And this is Sally's mom, along with all of the rest of the happy parents, knowing their children are safer because their school has the On the Bus mobile app. Welcome to NovoTrax, the future of smart city technology. The lights just went on. www.novotrax.com.
Okay, so how do we do that? We do that by putting a lanyard on the children and tagging the items that we want to keep track of. A lot of schools, a lot of businesses require that their students or their employees wear an identification tag. My granddaughter goes to a school. She is escorted off the property if she forgot her lanyard. NovoTrax looked at that and said, well, that's great, but why don't we put some intelligence in that tag? Rather than just having an ID tag, let's let those that need to know have more information. So we use a tag and it talks to what we call a puck. Now we put the puck scattered around the school. There's no wiring required for this. It's a battery operated device and the battery lasts between 7 and 15 years, depending on configuration that we do. We would put maybe 2 of those pucks in a big classroom. And now when Sally walks into that classroom with her lanyard, that puck says she's in room 5. Now we have a couple other pucks in room 6. So when Sally walks out, she goes down the hall, the puck's in the hall, says she's in the hall. And now she just walked into room 6. These pucks are designed in such a way that they will wire themselves together. We can have hundreds of thousands of these pucks scattered around, and they can be hundreds of feet apart. That means we could put them in the football field, put one in each corner of the football field, and I could tell you where your child is at within just a few feet. In the classroom, we're not going to tell you where the child is at within a few feet. We're going to say that that child is in the classroom, but outside of the property, we can put these pucks as far as your property line is. And whenever there's a student or a staff member or one of the pieces of property that you're wanting to track is on the property, we can tell you where that's at. It's very cool technology. There's some bonus features that come with the pucks. We can detect motion. We can detect temperature. We can detect air quality. We can tell you if the carbon monoxide levels are too high. We can tell you if the lights are on or off. We can tell you if there's sound. We can detect RFID, which is another technology that we work with. And we can have GPS so we can know motion. Again, these are options that you don't have to have, but they're part of the system if you do want the system. So when we say smart city, we mean smart city. We're going to let you control whatever you want to control in your facility. If you want to know that somebody just walked into the bathroom and you want the lights to go on, we can do that. If you want to know if there's smoking going on in the bathroom, we can do that. And all we have to do is take these pucks. Now, we're going to engineer it for your facility so that you have the right amount of pucks and the right type of pucks in the right places. But your maintenance man or whoever you decide to set this up is literally going to walk around, peel off the double back tape on the back of this and stick them up. A whole facility could be configured within a day. Now, these are some really wonderful things to help you keep safe and to help you monitor. But the safety concerns are much broader than that. Let's just look at one more piece of property here.
The safety of our friends and loved ones is the highest priority. It's important to check in with each other often. But what do you do in between leaving and arriving? People usually arrive safe without incident. But how can we take safety to the next level? Live Body Cam was designed to solve this critical question. When you need someone to watch your back, simply start the app. Then invite your friends to watch your live feed. Your feed can act as backup for alerting authorities in case of trouble. LBC can be used in other safety scenarios. Use the app as a live dash cam. It can be used by first responders. It can be used to synchronize police video at a crime scene. It can be used by teachers to record their daily progress. Live Body Cam is your one-app solution for personal documented safety and experience recording. You can walk in confidence, knowing you're not alone. The app records in real time, and the video is synchronized with a breadcrumb trail on maps. The rendered videos provide real-time searchable text. You can also share video by emailing your recorded link, and can become important should a situation occur.
Hello? Back off! I have live body cam.
Take control of your personal safety by using Live Body Cam and tracking the time between leaving and arriving safely for an incredible monthly value.
This is a property that we will make so affordable for any of your women or anyone else that you want to have protected to be able to download this app, and then they can set up a Watch Me group. So they decide who is the Watch Me group. Now, maybe in your school, you want your security department to be the Watch Me group, but this is available 24/7. So let's say my daughter is using this app and she's in Florida and I'm in Hawaii laying on the beach, and she sends me a message and says, "Hey, Dad, I'm getting ready to walk out of the school and it's kind of dark and I have to go clear to the parking lot. Will you watch my back?" And all of this is instantaneous, sends back and forth. And I say, "Yep, I'll watch your back." Now I see on a Google map where she's at. I see her walking along and I see what she sees and I hear what she hears, and it's saved to the cloud. Now, somebody said, "Well, I could use FaceTime and get almost that." Well, you can use FaceTime, but it's not saved to the cloud, and you don't have the GPS map with it, and you don't have speech to text. So if something were to happen to my daughter, I'm seeing in real time what's going on. I can call 911 for her while I'm in Hawaii and have people know where she's at, her longitude, latitude, and altitude to show up to help her. We call this Live Body Cam. It's a very, very powerful tool that we would love to see all of your students that are old enough to have a phone and all of your teachers have this. And again, we'll make it so affordable, it's ridiculous that you can't really not have it. But it's real-time personal safety. So maybe we have students that aren't riding the bus, but they can still walk home with their app and somebody can watch out for them. Now, is it going to keep an attacker from harming them? I think it's more like if we put the sign out in front of our yard that this property is being watched by Neighborhood Watch, it is a deterrent. And so let's say a young lady is walking home from school and she's got this. You can have as many, you could have one, you could have none, or you could have 1,000 people watching you to making sure that you're getting in the right spot. And somebody comes up behind her or in front of her and she pulls out her phone and says, hey, just so you know, everything's being recorded. I got live body cam and everybody can see you. They see your face. They can hear you. Is there something you'd like to say? Our studies are showing that the attackers are going to leave them alone. Now, if in the event there was something that happened, we have full forensics. We can go back and look at every step that was taken by that child. We know what was said. We know where it was said. We know when it was said. So the live body cam is basically a bonus, but it gives the personal safety assurance that a lot of people, especially ladies walking to and from the building to the parking lot, or as they're jogging or as they're walking home, it gives them an element of safety that they need. And like I said, it's live video. Whoever's watching their back, they see what they see. They hear what they hear. It's GPS synchronized to the map. Let's say a young lady tells somebody to get back. All we would have to do, those that have authority, could search for get back and it would pull up her video, the exact frame of where she said that and where she was at. It's saved to the cloud. If the attacker destroys the phone, we still have the data and it's super affordable. Okay, so there's other options that come with our AI. We're swinging back to our cameras that we detect the weapons in the parking lot. We have the ability, based upon policies and procedures, of using facial recognition. Now, we don't have to use facial recognition, but we can. And if your policies and procedures of your facility allow you to use facial recognition, which is becoming more and more common, and frankly, at some point, it's going to be everywhere. Some people are nervous of Big Brother looking over their shoulder, but you are the big brother. You decide what you're going to see. We don't even see your video, but you decide. So what could we do with facial recognition? We can tell if there is a sexual predator who's not supposed to be on the property, or if there is a disgruntled employee that's not supposed to be on the property. We can detect that with a facial recognition and push that information through the mass notification system. And those that have the authority to know can know. A lot more things that could be done with it. If there's a missing and exploited child that's missing from, let's say, from North Carolina, but they show up in, let's say, Arizona, they're on a public database, and now this child walks in and they try to register as Susie, but she's really Cindy, you would know. The AI software has the ability to detect moods. Now, why is that important? When an active shooter comes into the property, they may not have a gun that's visible. Right now, we are very, very good at detecting guns that are visible, and that's where most of the shooters are coming in with. But maybe there's a gun that's hidden somewhere. We have the ability to a high rate of accuracy detect the mood in that person's face, and we can say, hey, this person needs to be confronted before they get into the building. Now, we're probably not going to dispatch the police on a situation like that, but we're going to give you the information, and your policies and procedures are going to decide what you want to do with that. The AI also has the ability to detect fights. If there's a fight going on somewhere on the property, you can know about it within seconds. It has the ability to detect loitering. Now, maybe that's not a problem for you, maybe it is. But if you want that, we have the ability to detect it. We can detect littering. Like I said, we can detect unauthorized persons, somebody breaching the perimeter that's not supposed to be there. We can notify you. And let's say the governor shows up on your property. We can also tell you that, hey, the governor's here. We can tell you if there's an unattended package that's been dropped off. You need to consider what you're going to do with that. So in the case of a potential bomb, somebody walks in and they drop this suitcase off, like at the airport or something, that piece of luggage has been unattended for a certain amount of time. You need to know about it. So we have that ability with our AI. So in summary, the active shooter detection, we want to trigger it before there's an incident. We don't want to reduce the response time after, because after somebody's already been hurt. We use your existing camera systems. We're camera agnostic. We do not care what kind of camera you have, and we don't put extra devices on each camera. We don't do any of that. We are a software company. All we do is put our software over top of it. If you decide to go with other features, we have wireless, and it's easy to install. There's no wiring needed in the building or wiring in the bus. There is a one-time setup fee. What that fee is, I can't tell you. It depends on your facility, but there's a very affordable monthly service fee after that. There is the personal safety app that we talked about, the live body cam that can be used inside the classroom. It could be used anywhere. It could be used by a bus driver. It could be used by a person walking, and a lot of different functions that it could be used for. And then we have the facial recognition. So then it comes down to, what's your plan? You need a plan. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age where we have to have a plan. And the best way to handle that is before and not after. So we're getting several questions that are coming in. Let me address those questions that we can. What type of cameras does it need? And do you add extra hardware to the cameras? No, we do not. Again, we are camera agnostic. We will connect to any camera system. We do have to have IP cameras. So if it's not an IP camera, we're going to have a little difficult time connecting to it. For my demo kit, I have a little $50 Amazon camera, and it works very well. It's got maybe 50 or 100 foot reach. We also have large cameras that we deal with. We have Bosch camera that can reach out 700 or 800 feet into the parking lot. The software really does not care whether it's the little Amazon camera or if it's the expensive Bosch camera that can reach out there. Now, with that said, by the time we push the notifications through the applications, relying on the network of the phone companies, it takes about 4 seconds from the time we recognize the weapon to the time that mass notification system goes out to everybody. And it can go out to hundreds or millions of people. It doesn't matter, but we need that 4 seconds. And so if you're using the little Amazon camera that's got a 50 to 100 foot range, it's not going to give you the 4 seconds most likely that you would have if you could reach out there 800 feet. Now, an active shooter typically does not run into the building. They typically sneak into the building, but we prefer to have as much time as possible. So the further out that we can reach, then the better. The more expensive cameras have pretty good night vision. The less expensive cameras don't have very good night vision, but our software doesn't care. Does it know the difference between a school resource officer and a real shooter? Yes, it does. Okay, here's another one. Will the active shooter detect a gun inside of a vehicle? The answer to that is yes. Back in Idaho, when I was growing up, just about all of us had a rifle in the pickup. It was hung on the rack in the back window. If somebody comes to your school and they have that, we're going to tell you that they're there. Now, in Texas, that's illegal. I would hope that that's illegal in other states as well. If they come onto the property and they park to where your cameras can see it, we're going to tell you that there's a gun in the camera. If the gun is underneath the seat or hidden, no, we're not going to know that it's there. If they pull it out, we're going to know within just a second that they've got that gun. Can the system detect a gun hidden underneath the clothing? No. If somebody hides a pistol in their jacket, we're not going to see it. Now, we can detect from their mood. We have a very high accuracy that this person's coming in here with this look on their face, and we recognize that look. The AI can trigger and say, hey, send some of your people down and talk to this person before they get into the building. Now, keep in mind, too, that the software is getting smarter every day. It's smarter tomorrow than it is today. The software itself is always learning. And so it's going to become smarter and smarter. We're also working in the direction of adding IR. As the IR gets better, that's infrared, we'll be able to detect some things inside of the clothing that today we can't. But right now, that is a vulnerable spot. Some schools would put metal detectors and they would put 2 sets of doors. If that's the mode that you want to go, the methodology, we can tie that in with our software very easily. We don't have electric door locks. What do? Well, my first recommendation is get some electric door locks. You need to be able to lock your doors in a panic mode. Now, we don't sell door locks. We're not going to hook up your door locks, but we are going to interface with them. But let's just say that it's just not there in the budget and you really want to have the active shooter. We're going to tell you that the doors need locked, and then you're going to be responsible to go down and lock them. If you use our puck technology and you have a puck on the door, we're going to tell you that the door is open. I'm not going to be able to tell you that the door is locked or not with the puck technology if you don't have electric locking doors. Can the tracking system show if a student is on the property but not inside the school? Yes. We've tried to show you an all-inclusive safety solution, getting to the school, getting from the school, all the time while they're at the school and giving you full accountability and accuracy of who's there. But you don't have to have all of that. You could just easily go into the active shooter and you could be up and running within a couple weeks. But if you want to have our puck technology, there's two modes to that. We can find out where your students are at inside of the building. Super easy, very, very affordable. And if you want to have the tracking outside of the building, it's the same technology with a little bit more AI put on it, and it has a little bit different price, but absolutely we can do that. If they're on the school property, we can tell you they're on the school property. If they stole a piece of electronics out of the library and they hid it under the bleachers in the stadium, we can tell you that that's under the bleachers in the stadium. All that sort of thing. Can we get the personal safety app for our students and our teachers, or is it just for teachers? It's for whoever you want to have it for. And I would suggest anybody that's old enough to have a phone, they should have it. Can we start out with just the active shooter portion and add student and bus tracking later? Absolutely. It's very, very scalable. You could start out with any one of these and scale. Our focus is to get you active shooter as soon as possible, because that's the huge danger, folks. We just got to get you protected. And then you can add tracking, you could add bus location tracking, you could add the personal safety app, you can add all of those things as we move forward, but it's 100% scalable. Is there a live person monitoring the AI? That would be up to you. If you want to have somebody in the two-step process, you could have your security department monitoring it, but for it to work, we don't have to have a live person monitoring the AI. It's done itself. And so that's one of the benefits of NovoTrax is it will do this on its own. And then if there's a problem, if you decide you want the two-step process, then we put human interface intervention with it, but we put your human interface, not ours. We don't monitor it. Are they able to detect vaping? Yes, we can detect vaping. But you have to have our pucks, and we use our air quality. What does it cost? That's always a big question. The answer is every school district in the United States can afford this. The NovoTrax active shooter system with all of its features is very, very affordable, especially compared to the risk and the liability of not having a system like this. I would encourage you to call 844-TRAX 24/7 and talk to one of our salespeople, or reach out by email at sales@novotrax.com. I think I've answered everyone's questions. I hope you can see the benefit of going with Smart City. Smart City is absolutely the technology of the future, passing information on, breaking down communication barriers. We've been working on it for a long time, and we've got it very well figured out. I think our software is not only extremely advanced and extremely accurate, but it's also very, very affordable. If anybody has any questions, please reach out to our sales department at sales@novotrax.com. And you can always go to novotrax.com, or specifically you could go to NovoTrax Education, and there you could see more information. Would love to help you all become more safe. Thank you all for coming.